One thing that was not good to see in the influencer boxing scene just happened last night. Adin Ross just completely fumbled any sort of competition he had or would have had with Misfits. What do I mean? What just happened? The breakdown. Let's go. I have teamed up with DraftKings once again. Right now, new customers that bet $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you sign up at DraftKings Sportsbook and use code W.A.D.E. Not only that, but stay in the action and use that $150 on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. And make sure you get your picks in now. Once again, using code W.A.D.E, new customers can bet $5 on anything and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. And once again, that's code W.A.D.E when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back into the breakdown. All right, so as you guys know, Adin Ross, Brand Risk Promotions, was trying to build a different competing alternative to Misfits and give us a little bit of that competition. I mean, just a couple days ago, I put out a video talking about how KSI had seen what happened over there, saw what happened at Misfits 13, and was eager to get back in the ring, obviously, because he wanted to flex that Misfits muscle, right? Show Adin that he's the big boss and Adin's just the, what do you call him? The little cock. Come to find out, that may be where this entire thing ends, because Adin got on stream and talked about the fact that he is no longer allowed to host boxing events in the state of Florida. So let's take a look and see what he had to say.
The Florida Commission, the board, basically, because of our last event, one of those fat fucks got like brain damage and complained. I don't think they complained, but like
First off, hold on a second. The commission sanctioned Adin's first event, and after one event, he's essentially done, right? They're like, you're not fit to host any more boxing matches. I like Adin, but this kind of nonchalant, just calling some of his fighters fat fucks and saying they complained to the commission, but not really complained, but I assume he means they went to the commission?
What's it called? The fucking commission, they basically got mad. So we have two options.
He essentially said that the commission, I guess, he was talking about one of the guys in the main event because they were heavier set, but got upset because one of the guys had said maybe, you know, he had some concussion-like symptoms, or Adin saying brain damage. I don't know what that means as far as how quickly you can determine that. Regardless, I know that Adin has no experience in this scene, and which is why I, by the way, was down there trying to help and talk about, you know, the protocols that need to be in place if he wants to take this seriously. But even just the way he refers to the fighters there, and the fact that after one event, he's essentially been shut down by the Florida State Athletic Commission, it shows me they didn't get a grasp on how serious this was supposed to be. It looks like a disorganized, chaotic mess, which is one of the things you have to avoid when starting boxing. And also, as the promoter, it just looks like Adin doesn't really care about the fighters, one, which is a big no-no. You have to put more care into your event and the fighters themselves, which you go online and start calling them all fat fucks and say they complained, and it shows you're upset that your thing got shut down, but maybe not concerned as much about the fighter himself having some health issues, which is where your concern probably should be. And again, it's just a reflection of how the brand risk thing, it just felt rushed. It felt like, you know, they threw it together. I was there for the first one. It was definitely thrown together, and there were pieces in place there, I thought, to make this a really big idea that could flourish and, if done properly, potentially rise to the occasion here in the United States for influencer boxing that we just had not seen. But apparently he's not done because he's going to take it a step further than boxing, and I just don't think this is a good idea.
So we have two options. I'm gonna let y'all choose. We cannot do boxing no more. We can either do MMA, full-on MMA, or we can do kickboxing.
What, dude? I know this is very much a stream-oriented, interact with chat chooses type of thing, but you're running a promotion. This isn't, hey, what do you guys think is best? No, it is a bunch of people that don't have any experience trying to run this stuff, and it reflects that way when you have the commission being upset with whatever it was that Adin was doing or not doing to get these fighters ready to be in a ring and fight each other. But on top of that, it's like Adin is just ignoring what happened and trying to circumvent it into doing combat sports in a different way. MMA, which I don't even know how he would get away with that. If the commission is shutting down his boxing license, which I assume is what it is, they're taking his license to promote from him, how would they then allow him to put on an even more dangerous combat sport like kickboxing or MMA? And why would Adin think that's a good idea based on the fact that a sport that took less skill and less time to get competent at, no offense to boxing, it's just not a good look. Like, brand risk, I understand, is a little bit more on the chaotic side, but there need to be people involved that understand the combat sports business. Otherwise, it just seems like Adin is jumping from thing to thing to thing to just avoid the responsibility of doing stuff right, putting the foundation and the groundwork down to make these promotions have some longevity and be around for years and years. It looks like, again, what I was hoping wouldn't be the case, that Adin just wants to do this for a couple of streams this year and pop some numbers on his stream, on his kick, which is fine, by the way, but there's no real value or substance or longevity in them, so that once the commission gets hold of all these ways he's trying to circumvent being sanctioned, they're going to shut down all of them little by little by little, because unless Adin has something he hasn't said here about changing the way he does these events, the same thing is going to repeat itself. And just the thought that that's the next step is to do something even more dangerous that takes more skill and more responsibility to put the right fighters against the right fighters, not have mismatches, because that can get even more dangerous, but it's coming at the expense of fighters getting flatlined or brain damage or whatever it is that's happening on these streams. If Adin just had a little bit more patience and the right people on board to help him, we could have avoided this entirely. And it's always going to catch up to Adin, whether it's kickboxing, MMA, whatever, any sort of violent sport. You have to take care of the fighters, their health, the structure, the business, the planning, the foundation. All of it comes together. That just doesn't look like something Adin's interested in or cares to do.
And I think we should go with kickboxing, because MMA is going to be a little bit harder to train and it's going to take more time, and I have to literally build an octagon. So I think we run kickboxing because it's the same exact format we've been doing, except they're allowed to just kick.
That's essentially what it is. You hear Adin even say it right there. The key words. It's going to take too much time. People aren't going to be ready. I have to build an octagon. None of the stuff that actually matters, like, hey, we need to make sure this is safe. Those are things that all, to me, scream Adin wants to get this done quickly. Again, that's just not the right idea to have for what he should be doing if he wants this to be sustainable. I don't think Adin should do this because he's narrowly escaped having some real issues on his hands as far as fighter safety and health. With the first event that I was at, the kid got fucking flatlined. That was scary. Someone's got brain damage from the last event. This is a pattern, and it's going to keep going until someone that knows anything about combat sports or the business itself takes Adin to the side and says, listen, let's take a step back, reevaluate, one, if we even should be doing this. And that's the real thing that I'm kind of getting at. I don't think they should at all. I think this is probably where you dap it up, shake hands, and say, hey, you know, we gave it the old college try. We got to go do something else because this is getting out of hand. Or two, if you insist on doing this, which again, I think is a bad idea, you need to take some real time, 6 months to a year, to really flush out what it is you want to do and the fighters you're going to have involved with this, because the more you just rush it, the worse it's going to be, until eventually someone gets hurt really, really badly. And Adin isn't just held liable by the State Athletic Commission, but potentially the legal system, and even worse. Like I said, I like Adin. I think his intentions maybe are well. Like, he wants to put on an entertaining thing for his stream, and he wanted to compete, you know, with misfits and do all that, but he just never had someone that understood this business and how dangerous it is for the fighters and how much protocol and foundation and safety need to be involved in these things, because it isn't a game and you can't play these sports. The just quick gratification, hurry, let's get it done attitude is something he prioritized over the actual building of the brand. An actual brand risk has become a brand detriment, unfortunately for him. But again, I'll have to say this, I think this is probably, at least for now, where Adin should put a pause on things and reevaluate what he wants to do in that space. That's what I think. It's unfortunate, like I said, but it's probably the best move for Adin to take a step back if the commission is shutting him down from just the boxing side, and you definitely don't want to take the next step into more dangerous sports. That's not the right idea, in my opinion. And all the things considered, Adin had a real opportunity here in the US to build something of influencer boxing and, again, make a bit of a competing brand of misfits. I think he could have done it. Right now, I don't think he will, which is why I say this is probably the second biggest fumble in influencer boxing, right behind Kingpin. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know down below. What do you think? What could have been done differently? And is it a good idea for Adin to continue down this path of influencer combat sports? I don't think so, but I don't have those answers. So, I guess we'll find out.